Welcome to the Fuck Out of Here Sis podcast, episode 7. Holy cow. Holy crap. Episode 7.
Number 7.
Yeah. We're back. We're back, and we're going to talk about, I guess, the latest pop culture moments. And I feel like we have to dive into Diddy a little bit more. Because I thought it was going to be different. Did you think it was going to be different?
Dude, I think everyone thought it was going to be different. Like, this is not what we
This
wanted.
This is not what the people paid for.
This is not what I want.
Like, we paid for it. This is not what the people asked for. I thought for some reason, like, I thought it was
going to be crazy.
I thought it was going to be unhinged. I was ready for, like, a media circus. I thought he was going to be, like, I don't know, like, part of a drug cartel. I thought he was going to be roofing women after these parties dressed in all white. I thought Jay-Z was going to be there.
We thought the Illuminati was going to come into play.
Yeah, we thought all the bullshit was going to come out.
Biggie and Tupac. We
didn't even get anywhere good. And then it's like the Kid Cudi stuff was like not even really like it was
now they're throwing out that charge apparently, like the attempted arson or
that's
whatever.
what I'm saying. They really have nothing to back it up. I mean, I'm pretty sure it happened, but they don't have enough evidence to back it up. So it's like even that's in the trash, and that's the biggest T. I feel
to
like.
me, yeah. Like so I was trying to talk about this with my coworkers, and they were like, when I was going, I don't think he should get the full RICO. I don't think he should. I was like, I think this man's sex life is on trial. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that.
It's straight up his sex life. It's like what's weird for me is it's the government against Diddy, but it almost to me feels like the women that he fucked against Diddy. But the only reason why the women are there is because they were subpoenaed. Like most of them are going, I have to be here. I was subpoenaed. I don't want to be here. I have to be here.
That was literally every time the defense did a cross-examination. So why are you here testifying against Diddy? Oh, because I was subpoenaed. I have to be.
Yeah.
Would you be here today if you were not subpoenaed? No.
So
and then Jane Doe
weird.
said she would still be doing the freak-offs. He got arrested the night of a scheduled freak-off with Jane Doe.
And it's just for me is like how many like rich white politicians, even rich white famous people are doing this where, you know, maybe they're not having freak-offs, but they have like an assistant that books the hotel for them.
For sure.
Yeah, they're definitely doing escorts.
Trump.
They're definitely doing drugs. Definitely involved in prostitution. Yeah, Trump. And then like, this is obviously a thing that's happening, but for some reason we're just going to take Diddy and crucify him. It seems weird. It just seems odd.
And the further we get in and the more details that are coming out, like we talked about this on our other podcast, like the things that they're saying and like putting out there, it's like for why? Like why do we have to know every text message he sent to his lover? Like text messages you would send to somebody. Like I don't want all my texts released to people that I'm like dealing with.
Yeah, and it's also just like it's very personal. And you know how like earlier you were saying where like we're in the courtroom and we're like literally airing out specific scenarios all the way to completion, literally.
Like we couldn't be like, okay, so you flew an escort out and you paid this much money, and then when he was done you handed him this much money,
and you texted your assistant this and they booked the hotel.
Yeah, but instead we're going into extreme detail about everything from beginning to end of what happened in the room.
It's almost like kink shaming for me. That's why I don't like it. It's weird. It's almost like they want the public outrage because of how the sex acts go. Because it's not your usual vanilla sex. They're like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit. No, he's a piece of shit because he beat on his women and was, you know, doing massive amounts of drugs. Mind you, the women that were drugged were taking the drugs willingly until that he treated other women differently or more better than the other women. Then they were mad and were like, I don't want to be a side bitch. And then they were like, I'm going to like ruin Diddy's life. So
but still not ruin it.
But still not ruin it because they're still like, even Cassie says she still loves him. So it's just all, it's all very weird. And I don't trust the government. I don't fuck the police. And I just also, it's like, the fact that it's a black man on trial.
Yeah, I was like, I especially don't trust the government against a black man.
Yeah, it's like when it's like when that's happening, I'm always inclined to side with the black person, and it's getting to a point where I'm like, this is a witch hunt. This is
But
not
at the
what
beginning
we
of the
thought
case,
it was
when
going to
they
be.
said what it was going to be, when they like embellished everything and all these things were coming out, it was like, yeah, this is going to be crazy. That's why we kept tabs on it so much, was because this is going to be a wild case. And then you listen to it, and now we've followed it the entire time.
The entire
time. So
time.
we have a actual opinion. Like, some people are just hearing things, hearing rumors, like seeing TikToks of lies about his mom being involved.
Yeah, Steve Harvey taking it up the ass or something.
And none of that,
crazy.
like Meek Mill.
Like, what?
Meek Mill's not even mentioned. And
no, nobody's mentioned except the prostitutes. They'll throw them under the bus.
Oh yeah,
drop
and there
all their
was
names.
like one high-profile rapper that was involved in another freak-off that Diddy was not involved in, that Jane Doe was involved in, and they don't mention his name. They don't throw him under the bus, but let's throw out all the escorts' names. They have no protection whatsoever.
They don't care because they're prostitutes. They're trash, which is fucked up. I don't like it. I'm over it. I'm kind of over the whole thing.
And I honestly hope he doesn't get all the charges. I hope he gets something, because, like, you do. I don't want to say make an example of him, but I don't think you should be beating women. I don't think you should be attempting to light someone's car on fire.
I don't think that you should be like, oh, well, if you don't want to participate in this sex act, then I'm not going to pay your rent. I don't think you should be leveraging people like that. But I also think
a RICO is a stretch.
A RICO is a stretch, but also, like, that woman doesn't even want to be there. The woman that this is all coming out about, where he was leveraging her and stuff, she doesn't even want to be there and testify against him. She's like, I just have to, and I have to be honest. So I'm like, if she's a victim, which it seems like she is, even though she seems a little bit like a clout chaser, she seems like she just wants to date the richest guy in the room or what that will take her. Even though she's a little bit of a clout chaser, I believe that she is somewhat of a victim. If she had come out authentically and was like, I want to go against Diddy, and it wasn't the government going against Diddy, I might be more inclined to be like, yes, he deserves jail time. But Cassie got her 20 mil. Cassie doesn't even want to be there. Mm-hmm. He probably should get jail time for beating on women, but that's not what the case is about at all.
No.
And that's what's hitting me the hardest, is the domestic abuse.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of it, like the Jane Doe situation, like there were times when she would be so high on ecstasy that she'd be like midway through, like, all right, I can't do another one if there were multiple escorts in one night. And he'd be like, let's go, champ. You got this. That's a little bit. Also, like,
that's really
why
shitty.
Are you talking to her like you're a personal trainer? Like, let's go, bud. Round 3. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, you're tired already? Come on, pick it up. And she's like, okay, I got this, man. Let me
so weird.
Wipe my mouth off. Let me pop another pill.
Crazy.
And I'm good.
Absolutely insane. Maybe drink some water. Maybe
fact-
don't pop another pill. Maybe hydrate. Take a breather. Let me pop another ecstasy.
Day after, I would be dead. But I'm saying, like, so yes, you could say that that's coercion. That's like kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of pressuring her, and then the rent thing, he's holding over her head, but she's willing to do it. And I can't say, like, I disagree with her. Like, $15K a month, right? To do a freak off every few months?
Yeah. We were pro freak off. We've established that we're pro freak off, because that's not the problem. The problem is all the other
The problem
BS.
is the stuff that's kind of blown out of proportion.
But it's like, how many famous people are doing this? How many white famous people are doing this?
Remember, they
and it's
were
just
talking to the one escort, and he's like, it's a lifestyle. They all do it. Like, he's like, more than you would think.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, so why just Diddy?
And it's like, oh, yeah, you could say that he does drugs and he should get a charge for drugs. How many celebrities are doing fucking drugs?
Yeah, and how many celebrities are like, I live in LA and I'm bringing my drugs to Miami because I'm going to be in Miami, and now you're after them for drug trafficking. You know what I mean? But I'm like, that's every rapper, every celebrity.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it. I'm over it, man. I can't be behind it anymore.
I thought be listening to any more text messages of, I'm so horny.
I know, but like,
I'm good.
Look,
I'm all the way good.
And if we're going to do this, we have to take all the fuck boys to court.
That's what it is. It's just fuckboy behavior.
Yeah. But
like,
I'm like,
being like, oh yeah,
sure.
I'm your boyfriend, but then you're not really, and you're just trying to make her do crazy stuff to get you
but
off.
sure, let's do this. But if we're gonna, all the fuckboys have to go to court, not just Diddy. Diddy's fucking 55 years old. We got fucking dudes in their 30s that are doing this shit. They're not getting taken to court. So, like, if what are we gonna set a precedent where we're like, fuckboys gotta go to court now? If a dude flies you out to Florida and you have sex with him and then you decide you didn't want to have sex, that can be a sex trafficking charge.
Wild. Wild.
But let's take the fuckboys to court. Why not? Why not?
Why don't we do it?
But more later. I guess we'll see what happens. I guess we'll see the verdict. Another thing that was kind of weighing on my mind was a lot of people are mad at Sabrina Carpenter. They're pissed.
Oh, at the album cover.
The album cover is...
Dude, it's hot. it's so good.
She looks amazing. I'm sorry. She looks hot as fuck. But I guess if you haven't seen it, which I don't think you would have to live under a rock to not see this thing. She's on all fours. Her makeup is fire.
She's
but
like
anyway,
in a little black dress, right?
In a little black dress, and a guy standing there with her hair in his hands, which is, whoo,
yo,
dude, it's a wet dream. But anyway, people are so mad, and it's called Man's Best Friend, and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's hot. I mean, the problem,
isn't that her niche though? Like, isn't that what she does?
Well,
like,
people
I don't
are
want
online
why
saying,
are people shocked?
People are online saying she's like, I guess, a role model for young women, and she's setting back women 10 years because she's objectifying herself, and she's, I guess, bringing herself down to a level that's like she's a dog for men.
Depravity.
Yeah, which I'm like, this is the same girl that is literally like deep throating a microphone on stage, has two guys doing the Eiffel Tower on her, like on stage. She's saying crazy innuendos like BBC,
That's
I wish
been
I
her
had it
thing.
in me. Like, she's always pushing the envelope. Why? Like, this is on brand. I feel like this is very on brand, and people are so shocked, and they're like, I'm not going to listen to her music anymore. And I'm like, but her music is not, it's not all about like, I'm going to follow this man everywhere he goes. It's kind of like, it teeters. Like, she could be in love in one song, and then she can be like, men ain't shit in one song.
Yeah, so we don't even know what the album's going to be
I
like.
mean,
they're just going off the album cover.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm like, it's like literally a joke without the punchline. Like, they haven't even waited for the album to come out, and they're all freaking out. And it's like, I don't know. I guess she's getting the attention that she wants. And she's not really saying much. But it's like when the women are jumping in the comments and being like, oh, her personality is just sex.
She did say something about that.
Like, yeah,
you
she
have
said,
no
and it's so
personality.
good. Yeah, I do. And it's so good. But, like, whatever. She's being a troll. But I'm like, at what point is that anti-feminist to attack a woman for being like, I want to do this. This is what I want my album art to be. It could be a concept album where this could be just like a play on words. Obviously, it is a play on words. And it's like, I don't know. I just think that it's being completely blown out of proportion.
Yeah, I think it's a little wild. I think that maybe I just don't look that deep into things, but I saw it and I was like, hot. And like, and I think the women saying this, like, don't act like it's not the only, like, don't act like you've never been on all fours for a man before.
Right? And it's just like, I'm trying to imagine, like, because this is just a glimpse into, like, a sexual interaction, right? It's, like, kind of, in a sense. And I'm like, is it frowned upon to want to be on all fours for your man or degrade yourself for a man? Isn't that a kink? Are we once again kink shaming? And I'm like, I don't know. They're trying to, like, people are trying to say there's a difference between sexualization and objectification of yourself. And, like, they're trying to draw comparisons between, like, people being half naked on Vogue and that. And I'm like, yeah, but the argument is getting lost. Like, I feel like we're so hell-bent on being what's correct that we're almost blurring the lines that it makes no sense at this point.
Yeah, because feminism is like women's empowerment, do what you want, free the nipple. And now it's like, okay, you can do that, but just don't do that because now there's men involved. Like,
And there's a new thing where it's like, you know, what all men till no men. Like they're saying we don't need men anymore, and I'm like, okay, but if you're like
hot take,
if you're a heterosexual woman, you like men, you want a man, you're pursuing men. Men are in your life, whether you like it or not, and that's your like that's how you're like that's how you roll, and it's almost like that. Like I understand, like your typical woman is not like get her pregnant, be a mom. Like we want to be like women should work, women should get equal pay. I consider myself a feminist, but now I'm seeing all these videos about Sabrina, and I'm like, am I a bad feminist because I think that she should be able to do that? I think that it's anti-feminist to say that she can't. And it's like, I don't know, little girls are going to look at that and think that that's okay.
But
and
also,
like,
why are you looking to Sabrina Carpenter to be your role model? She is not a role model. She has proved that.
Yeah. It's like looking at Eminem and going, he should be my role model growing up in the 90s. Like, no. He's talking about tying up women and like lighting them on fire and shit. Like,
yeah, you gotta.
It's just you're picking the wrong person.
But also, why are we putting celebrities on pedestals? I think we have to stop doing that. Where we're like, okay, but people look up to that person because they're famous. It just happens. Okay, well, pick a good role model.
They're just gonna say outrageous shit so that they can get ratings.
They are human.
Yeah.
Who's a good role model? Who's like almost a perfect role model? LeBron James. Like donates to charity, family man. Doesn't have a lot of controversies.
Yeah, but then people will say LeBron James is not a perfect role model because he's a millionaire and he doesn't give enough to charity.
They'll find something wrong.
They'll find something wrong with him. Like, there's always something wrong with a celebrity. But somebody like Sabrina Carpenter that's always pushing the envelope, that's always doing shit that's like parents would look at and be like, I don't want my daughter listening to her, does this. And I'm like, it's not new. It's not new for me. Like, I'm like, okay.
She been doing that. Bro.
She been doing that shit, but it's different. And I'm like, it really ain't. It's the same.
Dude, we have to talk about the Doja Cat with the fan.
Yeah, dude, so
that stuff is crazy.
It's diabolical.
Because I saw the video. Originally, I see the video. I see the fan. And I'm like...
And let's just explain the video briefly, because just in case people haven't seen it. It's Doja with a fan during Gay Pride. And he's freaking out, going like, I love you so much, Doja. And he's like hugging her and going, I listen to your music all the time. And then like in the video, it seems like he's like an entrepreneur and makes his own shirts that he's like, I'm going to give you this shirt.
Yeah,
I forget what
like,
it says.
Boys, kiss boys or something.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
And she's like, oh my God, I love it so much. And she like hugs the shirt to her body. And then he's like, oh, what's your name? And she's like, Ami. And they're dancing. Like they're like doing the thing where they're like doing like
But to be fair, he goes, she wants a shirt. I'm going to get her one. And she's like, she's like, no, I want one now. And he's like, oh, okay. And he takes his shirt off.
He takes his shirt off, and then she hugs him, and and they're having a great time. It seems. Then she hits Twitter, and she said, I had to write this down because this is a long one.
No, but I will be honest. When I saw the video, I was like, that's a lot. She does look slightly uncomfortable, but she is leaning in. Like, she wraps her leg around him. She's like, you smell great.
Yeah.
But... So I'm like, so that was teetering. I was like, she looks a little uncomfortable. Now she doesn't. I think they're both a little wasted.
I think she's also famous and she's like trying to play pretend for the cameras, but she's playing pretend hard if that's what's happening. But she hits Twitter after this video surfaces and says, bottom line is, I'll smile at you, but it doesn't mean I fuck with you and touch me and manhandle me when you don't even know me. If you know, you know. I honestly think I need to stand up for myself in the moment sometimes. And he didn't even know my fucking name to be touching me and kissing me on my face like that. That is crazy. I threw that musty ass shirt away, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yikes. I read it and I was like, I think we're too old to be not addressing our boundaries in the moment. And if we're not going to, you can't blame the other person for not being able to read it.
But also,
if you're going to be that fake.
But also, she immediately deletes the tweet. So she must know this isn't going to look good, right?
I feel like she's famous for that. I think she's like, let me write this because I'm pissed.
But I'm like, it's giving major BPD, bro. When you're like, I don't know. In the video, she appears to be enjoying it. She appears to not be enjoying it. I can't really tell. I think she's leaning in. But when I'm uncomfortable, like I'm in sales. When I'm uncomfortable and I'm leaning into the sales thing, yeah, I might smile and not say anything when the dude is touching me, but I would never in a million years hug the person when they go to hug me, wrap my leg around the person to the point where my thigh is touching their skin. Because this dude doesn't have a shirt on at this point. Wrapping her leg around him, and then afterwards, I would never say to a man, "You smell great," after they manhandled me and tried to kiss my cheeks.
And they're like, "Yay!" and they're jumping up and down.
But it's giving gay pride. Like, I was like, this video is just like encompassing. They had a couple drinks. They had a good time at gay pride. It seems like she's playing it for the camera. But like, if you're going to play it for the camera, have some fucking gonads and just stick to that. Or if you post the tweet, keep the tweet up. If that's what you truly believe. Like, have some convictions, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. But I also am like, I just think that, so if I was in a situation like that, I'm uncomfortable. I don't think I can hide my face or how I'm reacting. Like, I think I could try my best, but it still would come across uncomfortable.
It's the leg wrap for me. It's the leg wrap for me.
Yeah. And you smell great.
Like, dude, her pussy was touching his dick. Like, it's the leg wrap.
So then if
that's when I was like,
I'm
it's
saying
done.
if I was able to do what Doja Cat was doing and I was able to play it off, I could never then turn around and blame him for crossing my boundaries that I wasn't able to communicate.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the other day, some dude touched me at work and people were freaking out and going, "We have to get him out of the store. This isn't allowed." And I was like, no. Because if I had said, "No, don't touch me," and then he continued to touch me, then yes, we should kick him out. But I didn't set a boundary. And I'm not saying it's okay to touch women. Do not touch women in public. It's disgusting. You shouldn't be touching women, period. But if I can't set a boundary for a person acting like a creep, I don't just turn around and go, "Okay, cool, I'm going to kick you out of the store now," without saying anything in the moment where I didn't even give you a chance to be like, "Sorry, I should never do that again." Now, that's a hot take.
Maybe
some people will be like, "You can't do that, period. You can't touch a woman. They should be kicked out of the store." But there's creeps that exist. There's people that exist that also, I think, if you look at their intention, they're not intentionally trying to be threatening, but they are threatening.
He was not trying to be threatening. He was just having a good time. He might have been a little bit more touchy-feely than your average person.
And
there are people like that.
He was toasty.
Yeah.
He was definitely toasted. Your boundaries are a little washy.
I was out with my coworkers, and the one girl started kissing everybody on the face.
Dude,
I was
we kissed the gay DJ when we were wasted.
Yeah,
so I mean, he asked for it. he wanted it. He wanted it so bad. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I disagree wholeheartedly, and I'm a Doja fan. And then he released that video where he's like, "Oh my God, I feel so bad. I'm gay. I would never want a woman to be uncomfortable. I feel so bad." And you could tell he was mortified. Yeah. And I was just like, I just feel bad for the kid because it seemed like a genuine fan being excited interaction. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we were raised differently. Even when, like, famous people were around, we didn't even go, like, our dad would be like, "Leave them alone, let them live. Don't go near them." So we're, like, completely different where I would never think to touch somebody without asking them. Yeah. But I'm like, maybe if you're a different kind of person where you're drunk and you're dancing, I don't know. It's crazy. It was just a lot. There's a lot to take in.
Yeah, for real. It was wild.
But yeah, all right. We got a couple this or that's.
Minor but.
Yeah, this one is not. I think I know what you'll say, but let's see. What's worse? A change in cast in the middle of a movie franchise or show, or finding out an actor or singer you love is canceled or an asshole?
Dang.
What's worse?
I would probably. This is a tough one. I think it's the cast changing mid-season.
That's what I think too. I can't handle it.
I hate it. I hate that shit. But if I found out someone I love was canceled, I'd be fine because I'd still, like, hot take, but I'd still listen to their music.
Yeah.
Like, Michael Jackson's supposed to be canceled. I still listen to Michael Jackson.
He's dead. He's not making any money.
I was like, what are we going to do without P. Diddy's music? Oh, wait, I'm still going to listen to it. I don't even know P. Diddy's song, but if I did, I'd be listening to that shit.
But it's also like, what we went to the Weekend show, and everybody at my job was, he's an asshole. First
Our
off,
celebrities all great.
we went for Doja Cat, who I guess is an asshole as well.
Exactly.
But
I'm like,
she
we're
canceled.
finding out that a lot of them are assholes.
Yeah, they're narcissists. And then we go to see Doja Cat. She cancels, but she was opening for the weekend. We go to see the weekend, and people are like, he's a jerk. And I'm like, I'm not going.
He's misogynistic.
I'm not going to the man's house. I'm going to a concert to listen to some songs. Can you fucking sit down and relax?
that he does cocaine and fucks bitches?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go hang out with him unless he asked.
I'll be like, yeah. I'd be like, I listen to his music, bro. I know.
Yeah, I can tell he's an asshole. Just listen to a couple songs. Jesus Christ. Are you a real fan?
Do you even know his real name?
No. Oh, what is it? It's something weird.
Caleb, I think.
Caleb? It's like Abe.
Abel. Oh my God.
It's like Abe or something.
It's like the Doja Cat thing all over again. If you don't even know my name, are you even a real fan?
I don't even know if I knew Doja's name.
Dude, we had to Google
and I'm
it.
a real fan.
I have heard her name before.
Planet Her.
Listen, I knew her name when she came out as Doja Cat, and I became a fan. I looked up her name. It's been, what, a decade? It's gone. I don't remember. I had to Google it.
Yeah.
Anyway, when you go around saying, I'm Doja Cat, that's your name, bro.
Yeah, it's like Lady Gaga. What the fuck is Lady Gaga's name? Stephanie?
I think it's Stephanie.
Yeah, she's Lady Gaga, for Christ's sake. If I met Lady Gaga and I called her Lady Gaga and said, what's your actual name? Lady Gaga's a fucking saint. She wouldn't give a flying fuck. I love that woman.
Care. All right. So what would you rather watch, TV shows or movies?
TV shows or movies? Bro, I like TV shows better, I think, because it gives you a little bit longer of character development, and it can kind of give you I love in a show when they have I'm thinking specifically The Bear, and they dissect, or Orange is the New Black, and there's so many characters, but they go into every single character's timeline and explain why they are the way they are. It simmers. They let it simmer. I like it. Movies, they kind of got to cut to the chase. I think it's harder for me to be like, that movie was great, where I can be like, that show was great.
Yeah, I was going to say a similar thing. I like both. I like a TV show because there's something about, sometimes I'll be at work and I'll be thinking about, I can't wait to go home and hang out with
the characters.
XYZ.
Yeah.
I develop a bond with them where I'm like, I gotta
Dude,
go home
I
and
watched
watch
Pretty
my
Little
show.
Liars. What a terrible fucking show. But I got attached to those characters, and I was like, I gotta see what Hannah's up to. I gotta see what she's doing.
Yeah, and
she's
then
gotta fight the weight loss
allegations. I have a thing where I'm like, ooh, a movie night. And I'm like, can't wait to eat
a movie
some
night's
popcorn
exciting
and
until
turn
it
the
ends up
lights
being
out.
a horrible fucking movie, and you're like, what did I get myself into?
And then, what did my one coworker say? And then you just close the bag of chips.
Yeah.
You watch the movie without even eating your snack.
Right?
Because you're so disappointed.
Yeah. Fucking milk duds. More like movie dud.
Jesus.
Sorry. This is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for you and me. Angelina Jolie or Margot Robbie?
Angelina Jolie.
I know, right? And I don't want to disappoint Margot.
I love Margot Robbie. I literally have a thing for her. But
it's weird.
I think because I always go brunette.
I always go
ultimately.
No, I go blonde. But there's something about Angelina Jolie that's insane. Margot Robbie is insane too, and I have a really big crush on Margot Robbie. But Angelina Jolie, I think nobody looks like that.
Yeah. She's
Margot Robbie has some doppelgangers where I'm like, yeah. I love Margot Robbie though so much, so I feel I feel bad saying that.
Dude, there might be there's a 5-second clip that was circulating on Instagram of her just smiling, and I think I watched it 50 times. I
know what video you're talking about because
I
also watched it 50 times. Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, and I was like, why is this video an hour long?
Why is this video an hour long? Is crazy. Yeah.
All right, so
you just were watching it for an hour.
Yes,
That's what happened. You looked up and an hour had passed, and you're like, I'm watching this 5-second clip for this long.
Yeah, exactly. Adventure Time or regular show?
Oh, Adventure Time.
Oh, yeah.
Regular show is fucking hilarious, and it does have a specific brand
snap.
of... Oh, snap. Come to my macaroni party and we'll take a nap. Yeah, amazing. Love it. But Adventure Time, I love Jake the dog. He's like my favorite character of all time. I think he's awesome.
Class act. You know, making pancakes. Making bacon pancakes.
And a bacon and I put it in a pancake.
If any of y'all have not seen the Bacon Pancakes New York mashup with Alicia Keys and Jake the dog,
there's something wrong with
just
you.
Google it. Thank me later.
This might be hard. So, and this is going to spark a little bit of a conversation because people don't know this about us. Who's hotter in The Mummy? Brendan Fraser or Rachel Weisz? And I'm going to say this right now.
Is that the girl?
Yeah. The Mummy.
The main girl, Evie. I don't
the
know
main
their
girl. Yeah.
Evie. I thought you were going to ask me the
So,
guy who's like, what is he? Like the
everyone
Magi?
it's for the Magi guy. Whew. Jesus. So everyone in the Mummy cast is our sexual preference, except for the Mummy.
Even
Diddy would
Anaxanamun?
Diddy would be into the Mummy.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
bald. He's probably got a hammer too. But like, yeah, I'm like,
He would bring the ruler out and be like, let's see if he meets the qualifications. He's got the bald head. Let's check like if he has a monster.
yeah, a
you
knots
know?
on the moon, dude, out of control. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Brendan Fraser on this one.
I was going to go
'cause
Rachel.
She's so hot. She's so hot, but there's something about Brendan Fraser when he's in the jail with the long hair.
With the long hair and they're beating the crap out
They're
of
beating the
him.
shit out of him, and I'm like, I want to beat the shit out of that dick. Anyway, we're gonna go with Brendan. I'm gonna go with Brendan Fraser. But
I'm going to keep my convictions. I'm going to stick with Evie.
dude, they're a power couple.
Power
Like
couple
to
for
the
win.
neck, to the ninth power.
Yeah. All right. Well, Robert Downey Jr. or Johnny Depp? It's a tough call.
Johnny Depp, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Robert Downey's hot. Robert Downey. I mean, both of them.
in their prime.
Now, I mean, they're the.
Now it's Johnny Depp. They're both old, but now it's Johnny Depp, I think.
No, Johnny Depp for me. Robert Downey, yeah, I'm down with the Downey. But, like Jack Sparrow, bro.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I pulled this card, because it's going to prompt another sidebar conversation where I was at work and we were talking about the Iron Man movies. And the one girl I work with was like, I can't stand those movies and I hate the Iron Man character. I think he's the worst Marvel character of all time.
No. Are you
And I was
on
like,
drugs?
Iron
Is she
Man-
on drugs?
Iron Man 1 is the best
Marvel
movie, arguably. Outside of like Black Panther,
You know what it
pretty
is?
Up there.
I never seen the Black Panther.
Oh my! I have it on Blu-ray.
Okay, I've been so out of the Marvel loop. It's insane. But the reason
That one you can watch on its own. You don't have to be in the loop.
Yeah, I will watch it. I will watch
Just
it.
like you'll watch Smile and Smile 2 and
The
what the
but
heck else
the
did I
thing
tell you
is,
to watch?
I'm so behind on the Marvel loop is because I got out of the Marvel loop because it got too supernatural. When all the outer space stuff started happening and the different dimensions, I was like, this is not my kind of superhero movie. You know what I like? Batman. Because he's rich as fuck, like Iron Man.
You gotta watch.
He buys all
Sinners.
He buys
too.
all the stuff. It makes sense that he's like, I just want to beat guys to a
Yeah,
bloody
we
pulp
like,
because my life is
real-
empty.
We like real.
Yeah, I like the real. And then it's like, you know, the Joker is a realistic bad guy. He's a psychopath. And then even in Iron Man 1, who was the bad guy? It was like the Obadiah Stane was the one that was like selling the instruments to like the terrorists or whatever, and he's trying to make the other Iron Man. Dude, that movie, I don't want to fucking hear it. There's something wrong with that girl.
Because we were talking about hot, like, old guys or, like, you know what I mean? And I was like, Robert Downey Jr., and she was like, no, not even close, and I hate him as Iron Man. And I was like...
What did she say about Johnny Depp?
We didn't talk about Johnny Depp. That just was my sidebar thing about Robert Downey, because I thought it was, like, appalling.
It is.
Everyone, to be fair, everyone was kind of arguing with her, except the younger girls didn't even barely, like... acknowledge that he's hot. They're like, nah, he's like a dad.
He's got a riz.
I remember my
He's
one
the same
coworker said,
character in
I
every
can't
show."
think that Robert, this is even before this, she's like, I can't think that Robert Downey Jr. is hot because he looks like my dad. And I was like, sign me up. Where's your dad?
Get me your dad's number. Stat. It's Johnny Depp for Even when he's young, like I was like,
Moving
I get
on.
it. I got one. Ice. This is funny because you said Adventure Time. Ice King or the Lich?
I don't even remember what the Lich looked like.
It's like
I
a
think it's
skeleton
scary.
with a hood. It's creepy as shit. And then
Probably-
you've got the Ice Princess.
Probably Ice King because he's less threatening.
I want to go with the Lich.
I don't even know.
I
what-
thought we established that we like threatening. Like
We
Steve
do,
will. Because
but-
you're a piece of
But
shit.
I don't remember what it looks like. So
It's a
if
skeleton
I'm imagining
with,
like
like, ripped
worst
off
case
skin.
scenario, and I don't like demonic shit and like evil shit.
Dude,
so.
speaking of demonic, I had tarot cards literally in a cross in front of my fucking car the other day. And I was like,
Bruh.
I think a normal I'm going to be real. We were raised like religious. I
Not
think
even in my normal dream.
I think yeah. I think a normal person would be like, "Oh, cool, let me read my cards." I picked
No,
up
I think
the
a normal
cards.
person wouldn't have seen it, or they would have been like, "What
No,
the fuck is
I
that trash?"
literally looked down, went, hell no, got in my car, thought about it, and went, I don't want to drive over it because I think I'm getting a spell casted on me if like my car crosses the cross. So I was like, I need to get out and figure out what these are. They were tarot cards. It was like the cup thing and something else, and I was like, absolutely not.
Were
and
they bad
I threw-
cards?
I
the
threw-
cup thing, and what was the other
I don't know
one?
what the other one was. I threw that shit in the trash. And I think a normal person would be like, let me read my cards and figure out what my fortune is or whatever.
What my destiny
Because
is. You should have
it
taken
shouldn't
a
have been-
picture and put them on Instagram and said, somebody read my tarot because it was in front of my car and I want to know what it says.
Yeah. I think a normal person wouldn't have thought it as threatening. But because we
No,
were
I
raised
would have
super
thought it was.
Catholic.
I think I would have thought it was threatening, but I still would want to know what kind of threatening we're dealing with.
Well, weren't they using tarot cards in the Yellow Jackets thing to figure out if they wanted to
Stop.
mark people for death? So I was like,
Stop
I don't need.
No, they were using.
and
a
if someone
regular
picked
deck of
it up,
cards.
it was a sign.
No, regular deck of
Oh
cards.
yeah, regular deck of cards.
Tarot cards,
Still.
though, I just watched a movie called Tarot. It's actually pronounced tarot.
That's what I was gonna say. Are they tarot cards?
Tarot. Which was about tarot cards, which that probably would have really bugged me out because I watched it like last week. I probably would have fell out of my chair.
Dude, I was like, I looked at them for like 2 seconds. I saw the cup thing and I was about to, and I went, don't read it, and just threw it in the trash. I was like, threw that shit. I
Also,
kicked that
Tarot
shit
was
in
a
the
B
river.
movie. All right, just for anyone who's gonna watch it or thinking about watching it, it just was cool that the characters, like they had, they have things on the tarot cards like evil creatures, and they made them come to life. That was the only good part. The rest was kind of corny.
Yeah, haven't seen it.
All right, my next card is: would you rather go on a long walk or a long drive?
Long drive.
Yeah,
Because
I
long
love
walk.
long drives.
I like a short walk. I like a walk around a couple blocks. But
Otherwise, I
sometimes
get
you be
bored,
walking way
tired.
too long, and you're just like, it's hot out. I gotta head back. I'm gonna get dehydrated. I got a bunch of things going through my mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
can't wait to get home. When you're driving, it depends. But
I love long drives. Sometimes I like it better than the destination. Like I'm like, oh dang, we're here.
or like when you're on a long drive and you figure out that the long drive is actually a short drive.
Yeah, and
You're like, oh, I thought it was gonna be like-
longer.
I thought it was gonna be like an hour at least, and it turned out to be 30 minutes. Fucking weird.
All right.
People
next.
get it though. Who's a better businessman, Red the Fox or Tom Nook from Animal Crossing? Red the Fox.
They're both con artists, bro.
They're both con artists, but
Which
who's
is
a better
crazy. Like,
businessman?
are they trying to teach us about real
all
life?
businessmen are con artists.
All of them are crooks.
But if I wanted to be one, it would be Tom Nook because that guy's got to be making bank. He takes his kids and puts them in slave labor and it makes them work at his house or works at his store. They work for all hours. He's nowhere to be found. He just randomly pops up and goes, oh, you want an addition on your house? That's 5 million
And then-
bells.
yeah, well, we know that he's more successful because why are we buying paintings just to donate them to a museum?
Yeah, and then they're fake though.
The
So
cli-
he's
but-
making thousands of dollars on
he's
fake
making
paintings.
good money, but not as much as Nook because Nook will upgrade. This guy is in a seedy basement. Nook becomes Nookington or Nookie or whatever. He goes from Nookie to Nookington. bro.
It goes to get Nookies in the back to Nookington. But also, like, not only does he charge you 5 million bells for your edition, that's probably not worth that. How much does he pay you for, like, the fruit that you pick? You're spending all this time, and they're like, oh, an apple? That's 60 bells. They're like, fuck out of here. And they like pay you literally
Well, I mean, I feel like
pennies
that's
on the
fair.
It's
you bring
not.
If I bring an apple to a grocery store, a bushel of apples, and I'm like, here you go, they got to make a profit on that.
Dude, they're harvest.
Doesn't he sell them for 100?
I don't know what he
Maybe
did.
300. Like a new fruit that you don't have, or I'll have an old fruit that you do have sometimes.
Yeah.
So you can add it to your villa.
If it's yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, he sells it for a buttload of money. But it's like you sell a fish that you call, like, you're literally in the trenches. You're catching fish, you're catching bugs, you're harvesting, crops. And he's like, you get $6, but you want an addition on your house? You're going to owe me for the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah.
And plant flowers, by the way, bitch, you pansy. He's got you working for him. So yeah, he's the better businessman. He's rich as fuck. He's Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's got Trump Tower. Nookington Towers.
Yeah.
All right. Which is the preferred Spider-Man? We have Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland.
In my heart of hearts, it's Tobey Maguire. Because I just feel like the movies are legendary. Like that one with the Green Goblin.
The first and second are iconic.
They're iconic.
The third got a little shaky.
The new ones with Tom Holland are cute, but they're not iconic. And Andrew Garfield, to me, is the hottest one.
To me, Andrew Garfield is the best
Peter
Spider-Man
Parker
character. Like, yeah, Peter Parker. Like, he does the corny jokes. He's charming, but he's also nerdy. He fits the bill.
But he's also, like, don't you think they make Peter Parker a little too attractive? Like, every time. Isn't he supposed to be kind of like the underdog?
Not that cute.
Oh, yeah,
I think that's
you're
fine.
You're right. That's fine. But he's also, like, 40.
But he also looks, yeah, that's what I was going to say. He does not look like he's in high school.
I don't know. Those movies are legendary, so I think he's the best one.
Yeah.
There's no room for improvement. Andrew Garfield's ones flops, too. And they're not even that bad of movies.
That's what I was saying. If you could put, like, his character into those movies, it would be like the perfect storm.
But I also think
would miss Tobey Maguire.
He wouldn't do it the way that Toby did. And James Franco, speaking of figuring out some actor that you like is an
Dude,
asshole.
I literally almost brought him up in my cards. But I was like, I can't. He's canceled.
What were you going to say, Seth Rogen or... I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, like, what duo? And put, like, Seth Rogen and James Franco and I had to think of another one, but I didn't even do it because James Franco's canceled.
Yeah, it sucks.
Men
are trash. Hope everybody stays cool out there.
Yeah, it's
we're in
1,000 degrees.
We're in 1,000-degree weather.
And we're going to see you people in 2 weeks.
See you in 2.